Where are you from?
I'm from Hawaii, Oahu, Hawaii.
What's your background?
I am a musician. I started playing sanshin about 6 years ago now for Okinawan music. I started playing because it was my senior year in high school, and my mom said that, oh, I'm gonna go to college in the mainland, like America mainland, so I should do something connected to my Okinawan culture. So I started up sanshin, and I've been playing it ever since for 6 years. I went to college on the mainland for 1 year in Colorado, but then I was going for engineering, and I figured out that wasn't for me, so I left and was gonna come here on the KEMPI program. But then COVID hit, so I was delayed for about 2.5 to 3 years. I've always loved Okinawa, and I think what I've been to a bunch of Uchina Taikai before, but that was when I was kind of a young kid, so I don't remember it that well. But in 2017, I did a high school exchange program. So a friend, not, I didn't know them at the time, but a friend came to stay with me in Hawaii, and then in that year in June, I went to go stay with him. And then from there, it really kick-started this passion for the Uchinanchu community in me.
So are you rooted in Okinawa?
Yeah, so I'm half Okinawan, half Japanese. My dad's family is from Nakagusuku and Oroku. I am Yonsei.
What was it like to come to Uchina Taikai as a kid? Do you remember anything special?
I don't remember much. I remember coming to the opening and closing ceremonies, and then a couple times we had what you call like kangekai, and I remember meeting my relatives for the first time at those as well. But for the most part, it was just me and my two cousins, just like messing around. But it was definitely interesting to be here for the 2022 Taikai because I got to experience it a lot more fully.
Did you become part of it in some way in Uchina Taikai?
Last year, I marched in the parade. I played Sanshing, and then we played in the parade. Besides that, I didn't really. I got to go to the closing ceremony, but I didn't participate in any of the.
So your great grandparents came to Hawaii?
Came to Hawaii. They went to the Big Island first, I think, and then went to Hawaii after that, or Oahu after that.
So which school did you go to in Okinawa as a KEMPI student?
Oh, I went to Okige as a KEMPI student. So for 6 months, the second semester, Nigakki no Toki, I went to Geidai.
So how was the experience there?
It was great. Yeah, I ended up taking some classes that weren't specifically about Sanshing, but a lot of the experiences that I got out of the program, like I studied Buyo for the first time, which was really interesting. We ended up putting on a small program at the very end of my stay in Okinawa where I did Buyo and then I did some Sanshin numbers for as jikata for a dancer as well. And then I also played some piano after that.
What's the biggest memory that you have in the school life in Okinawa?
That's a good question. I feel like it was a lot less about the classes and more about the friendships and connections that I made in school. Like at first, I was trying to get through the classes because that was kind of what I had to do. But then after that, I started to really enjoy building friendships with like my dokyusei and getting to know them through performances and everything.
What's different about KEMPI than the other, programs that we might be able to come to Okinawa with?
Kempi is really unique that you actually get to, I don't know, like immerse yourself as a student. I feel like a lot of, 例えば like the Kenshusei, they get to experience what it's like to be in Okinawa and do certain activities, but I feel like in the end they experience a little bit more surface level. I feel like Kenshusei also don't have that much time. They only have like 2 or 3 months. So Kempi is 6 months and you actually have an apartment, you live in Okinawa. So you handle like meals and everything by yourself, you go to school or you go to your program by yourself. So it's a lot deeper than other programs, I think.
So KEMPI is only for the people who's got the Okinawa root, Okinawa background.
Yes, well, I think it's also open to East Asia people, so they can apply. But I think Okinawa Ken tries as much as they can to, or not Okinawa Ken, but UNC or whoever's hosting the program tries as much as they can to accept people of Okinawan descent. So I had our year was actually really diverse. We had me from Hawaii, another person who was from Hawaii but lives in Portland, and then two people from Brazil, one from Argentina, one from Peru, and then one from Taiwan. So it was me and Okige, and then another person, one from Brazil. She was studying Toge at Okige, and then everybody was. It's so interesting because everybody was from different places and everybody studied different things. So I studied Sanshin. Somebody from Brazil studied Toge. The person from Peru, who was my neighbor, he studied Sanshin Kobo. He went to a Sanshin Kobo and was studying how to make Sanshin. And two people went to Okikoku to study language. And the person from Portland studied Bingata. And the person from Taiwan studied Okinawa Ryori. So he was working in restaurants and learning through classes, like cooking classes, yeah.
After you went back to Hawaii, you actually came back to Okinawa again, right?
Yeah, so this time I'm just visiting friends and family. I'm maybe looking for jobs because in the end, I do want to live here longer than 6 months. I feel like KEMPI was a great first step for me to come stay here, and I want to come back and support community here more and create more connections between Hawaii and Okinawa.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good to know. You should do that.
I want to do that. And through my music as well too. Like I haven't created a lot of music yet, but I think one of the things that I can do is I have a very unique connection between, like, I studied Western music, I studied piano, and now I have this Okinawan connection with Sanshin, and I play kucho as well. So I think I have a really interesting mix of instruments and music that I can bring here.
Could you describe one similarity and difference between Okinawa and Hawaii? People might not know.
Ah, man, there's so many similarities. I always, like, when I talk to people about Okinawa, I say that it's like Japanese Hawaii. And then when I talk to people about Hawaii, I say it's American Okinawa. The biggest difference that I especially noticed when I was KEMPI was the people in Hawaii. We have what's called aloha spirit, like aroha no tamashi, and people here emulate that just as strongly as they do in Hawaii. Aloha spirit is kind of like, even if you like don't know people or you go somewhere, you're still friendly to them and you be kind to them. そうそんな感じ。ゆいもあるかも。ゆいもある。Like if you go to American mainland, they might be like friendly, but then they don't like actively want to take care of you. I feel like in Hawaii, so like I say that Aloha Spirit is similar, but they still have like Hawaii is still has American influence, whereas I think Okinawa has Japanese influence. In Hawaii, how do you say it? I feel like it's hard for me to describe about Hawaii, but like in Okinawa, there is a little bit of the Nihon kara no teinesa, like the politeness from Japan. Like people are in Hawaii are still like, they're really outgoing and stuff like that, but then in Japan or in Okinawa there's still a level of respect while you want to help somebody. Like this is all I can do for you, but I want to take care of you as best as I can. みたいな感じ.
How do you want Okinawa to be in the future? How can you contribute to the future you want to make?
I don't know how I want Okinawa to be in the future, but I want it to like keep being open to people. Like I feel like the Okinawa community here was so welcoming to me, which is why I want to give back. So I want to be part of the next people to welcome people to Okinawa, or welcome people who can give back, but who are, passionate about the community. The community in Hawaii is big, so I want to foster more people to want to be part of the community and who also want to give back to the community, because I'm in that position where I've come as KEMPI and then went back. So now I'm trying to support music in Hawaii, like Okinawan music in Hawaii. So now the next step for me is to be part of the generation to help introduce more people.
Anything you want to say?
It's so interesting to be here and to be I'm so thankful for all of these connections that Okinawa has brought me. Like every time I come here, I feel like I meet new people and they all want to support me and I want to support them. So it's like really thankful for the community. Once I start making music, よろしくお願いします。
Okay. 今インスタのアカウントとかもある。 その
あります。一応あるんですけど、あんまり投稿してないですけど、
別である
そうですね、自分のアカウントもあって、音楽のアカウントもあります。なんか、コーツォ COATZL が自分ので、音楽の方がコーツォミュージックでお願いします。今から頑張ります。
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The intention of having it using in an educational institution.
琉球の文化は面白いですか？
とっても面白いです。
Do you think tourists are going to come here if the ocean dies?
And heritage artist